You shouldn't have to convince people to go to paradise. But if I could go to paradise without dying and see all that is there, sign me up. And Yosemite, for many people, is such a place.
Show our shirts that has our name on it.
Oh, it has our name on it. And then we have our hats.
Yeah.
And this is our Amazing Grace hat. And then we have our shirts. This is what we'll wear Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about Yosemite. I've never been there. I've heard a lot about it. Everything about it. I just can't wait just to see it. I've heard so much about it. I just want to go and enjoy it and bring back information, like I say, to my family. Hopefully they'll take trips, more camping trips, and go to more national parks.
Oh, the morning's going great. Woke up bright and early, excited about going to Yosemite and just getting out of the city to get some fresh air, some of that mountain air. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Pleasure meeting. I'm Shelton. Welcome to Yosemite. I'm Shelton Johnson, and I'm a National Park Ranger here in Yosemite National Park. For many years now, the audience that I've tried to reach, it's not so much the people that come to Yosemite, that visit Yosemite on a regular basis. I'm interested in reaching people who never even dream of visiting a national park. The appearance of African Americans in the Yosemite Valley for much of my tenure in the park has been few and far between. Every once in a while, every week, every few weeks, you might run into an African American visitor. But that's changed completely. I mean, now I expect to see them almost every day.
Hi! We're here! We made it! I'm so happy! Where's the sunshine they told me we were gonna have?
So hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine.
My name is Elise Bowman, and I'm a sergeant with Troop K, 9th Cavalry. And I've been here in Yosemite since May of 1903. When I'm giving my Buffalo Soldier program, which I've been doing since 1998, very rarely have there been African Americans in the audience. So when I'm looking out at this audience of people who look like relatives of mine, and I felt this connection, and I felt this excitement, and this energy. Those Indians could see that the hair on our head was just like the matted cushion between the horns of the buffalo. And they saw that when we wore that buffalo robe, we looked like the buffalo. So they started calling us Buffalo Soldiers. So to tell a Buffalo Soldier story to people who understood the story before I even opened my mouth, and looking over and seeing Myrna knowing that her grandfather was a Buffalo Soldier, a 10th Cavalryman who served at Fort Assiniboine in Montana, and knowing that Miss Howell was there and that her grandfather had been enslaved, that for her, that the memory of slavery wasn't something in a book, it was a particular look in her grandfather's eyes when she was a little girl. That's how close that history was to her. It wasn't history. It was this felt presence of not an ancestor, but a grandparent. That was extremely powerful. And I hope we can have more conversations. How's that sound?
Right.
Those are white alder trees. They have a small catkin that can add nutrients to the soil, so they're important in the succession. Over here to the right, the plants with the red.
You can't reduce 500 years of history into a soundbite. How do you explain, how do you go from a family in Cleveland not visiting a national park because of slavery? Well, slavery, Emancipation Proclamation ended January 1st, 1863. How could it have anything to do with slavery? And the problem is that in our culture, there is a genuine lack of respect for history. How can you have 400 years, 100 centuries of the enslavement of a group of people and not have an after effect? We descend from people who had that connection, that visceral, emotional, physical, spiritual connection to the earth. What is hardly ever brought up is how over time, over 500 years, that incredible, intimate connection to nature, to wilderness, was incrementally whittled away and broken down to the point where African Americans are now the one group least likely to have a wilderness experience, least likely to have an experience of the natural world.
If I'm 70 now, so you go back 60, 65 years, as a kid. My mother and she had to work in order for us to survive. To have a vacation, a real vacation, it just wasn't for us. I didn't even allow myself to think about leaving home. This is a dream for poor blacks years ago. We were not included. We never heard of anything like this. And so to hear about it was a dream.
It is a necessity that we embrace wilderness and mountains because our ancestors knew them intimately. So when the day comes that African Americans are commonplace in the national parks, in wilderness, camping and backpacking, that means the day has come when the negative connotation, the negative association of mountains has been purged away. And what is remembered and what has been rekindled is this old ancestral blood familiarity with the earth. The last act of the civil rights movement is this embrace of the earth, this embrace of the continent. If Martin Luther King were alive today, he would be first and foremost to say, we as a people need to go to Yellowstone. We need to go to the Grand Canyon, because if this is America's best idea, and we played a role in its creation, how dare we not choose that for ourselves?
Look at that all the way on.
I want you to all walk over.
And I was just sitting there thinking about the peace with so much turmoil, throughout the whole world. It's just beautiful. When I return home, I plan to ask my friends and also my family, why aren't you interested in going to the national parks? You go every place else. You go to Europe. You cruise all the time. And why is it that you have never thought about going to a national park? I think you'd be surprised if you did. I think it would be something that you would enjoy and that you would remember the rest of your life.